Welcome back. This is Toni Wade, the Compassionate Investor, and we're talking about how you work on your business instead of in your business. Now, let me tell you, marketing is how you eat, okay? In a nutshell, if you're not working on ways to market yourself, market your business, you're eventually going to run dry. And if you can think of creating yourself a funnel so that you're collecting as many people who may be interested in wanting to know what it is that you are doing in business, you constantly need to keep that pipeline full. Because if your pipeline gets dry, you ain't gonna be eating. That's why I said this is how you eat. Now, there are several ways in which you can look at marketing, and I'm gonna try to give you examples through all of it to sort of make sense of it all for you. And we're gonna start with probably the first one that most people like to think about is social media, okay? Now, I can honestly say, I didn't have a lot of social media, so I'm raising my hand letting you know I'm not the expert in this. I'm becoming that now because the business I'm in now, as you guys are watching me right now, I'm using social media. But in my previous businesses, did I use a lot of it? Not so much. But I'll share some of the things that I did do that did work, and we can sort of go from there. So because social media is such a big thing right now, depending on what you offer, whether you offer products or services, you must consider how you can create marketing for yourself through social media. Now, some people like to contact their friends and family, touch them to be able to sort of help. It could work. I didn't utilize that in my arena, and I can only think about the things I did for HomeQuest. So I'm going to give you some examples on how I built social media around HomeQuest. So what I like to do is I like to go to groups because I do transitional housing. I rely on housing. And as a matter of fact, even if it was just wholesaling, if you were doing marketing, I like going to groups. I like joining groups that are relevant to what it is that I do. And I don't just go to the group randomly and put posts out there because they don't care about that. They like people who are engaged, people who have conversation, people who are real that come and talk. So I would encourage you, if you're wanting to get into social media, and let's say you have a product or you have a service, find the people that you know would want that product or service and join those groups. Now, when you join the group, you go in there introducing, just say, hey, I'm Toni Wade, just here, wanting to meet some new people, and I'm excited about being a part of the group, and then I engage. Engage means you go out there and read the other posts that other people are posting and you make comment. That's what's real. You make yourself valuable to the group. Someone might ask a question that you might be able to answer. Go ahead and do that, but do not get into a point where you're always marketing, because people don't want to hear that all the time. They don't want to hear what you got. They want to hear, now if it fits, then hey, PM me and I'll talk about you on how you can do it. I try to do it behind the scenes so much because at the end of the day, I don't want to come off as it's just about me and it's just about what I want to put out there. Because when you come from a place of where you're wanting to help somebody, it's a different place to be at than simply you want somebody to help you, okay? So I really want you to be conscious of that as you are utilizing social media to market yourself. Be very careful in how you do that you are just being authentic and you are bringing value to the people that you're engaging with. So I would say that would be the core thing that you want to do as you consider social media. But social media was not the only way. I mean, I did do the groups, like I joined a lot of the real estate groups for landlords and things like that. But as the core things of what I did, a lot of it involved basically word of mouth. People heard about what we did because they knew what type of housing we provided. And so before you know it, I mean, we're synonymous with transitional housing. I'm known as the person here in St. Louis that does this work by word of mouth, because what we do is make sure that we cultivate those relationships with people who send us people. So when you can start with that first, let's say that somebody refers somebody to you, then you need to consider how you're going to cultivate the relationship with that person. It's almost like creating a tribe. If you can think of what type of whatever business you're in and people who endorse you, Those are your endorsers. Those are the people who are going to say, you need to go see Sally because Sally will do X, Y, and Z. That's a person who speaks for you. And by the way, when you talk to her, tell her that I told you to come. So when they come to you and say, yeah, this person referred, you need to reach back out to that person and close that loop. Thank you so much for referring such and such to me. And you let them know what happened. Do you see how you're cultivating that relationship? The importance of cultivating relationships with people who you consider to be a part of your tribe is critical to you being able to build your business. I know it sounds sort of crazy when you think about it sometimes, but that's what we do. You want to be able to speak positively and be able to help people who are being sent to you. And word of mouth is the best source for getting any type of referrals coming to you from other people. And another thing I like to do, because it depends on the type of business you're in, if you're in a business that allows you to either work closely with agencies, I cultivate those relationships. And actually, that's how I actually got involved with working with the Continuum of Care here in St. Louis. Is I knew I provided transitional housing. They had a need for housing, and next thing you know, I was involved with because I'm about the cause. It's more than about me filling my property. It's about how can I be a part of the cause. So you have to sometimes check yourself at the door, make sure your intentions are right as you are moving forward in the work that you're going to do. Because if your intentions are right and you are out here to help build people up and be compassionate in the work that you're doing, then this should be an easy transition for you to be able to build relationships with people. And that's what I spend a lot of my time doing. As I'm focusing on marketing, I make sure that the current people who are currently referring to me, that we cultivate that relationship. One thing that I did with one agency that I work with, Krispy Kreme was running a special on donuts. I think they were like $5 dozens of donuts. I went and picked up like a handful, like at least 5 or 6 dozen of donuts, and I went by the agencies I worked with and just said thank you. Hey, I'm just dropping by. Just wanted to say hi. When I was going by, I brought donuts. Do you see and I wasn't doing it just to kiss up. I was truly thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to thank them for sending me business. It's being creative like that, even if it's a little thank you card that you send out. But it's important, if this is your lifeline, which it is, this is how you eat, is being able to build it, and you believe in what you're providing as either a service or a product, then you will do what's necessary to cultivate relationships and build more business for yourself. So these are just a few ideas that I've done that have helped me get down this path. I've done some traditional things too, as I think about real estate, like we used to do bandit signs and things like that. Not a fan so much now. I really rely on my tribe and my referrals that gets me business. So if I can think of everything I have done as it relates to marketing, I would say that that is the most valuable piece that has served me in building my business. And that's cultivating the relationships that I currently have with the ones who are referring, and I continually build on that and let them know how much I truly appreciate their referrals. So that allows you to sort of see how critical marketing is to you working on your business, and stay tuned for more information related to how you can work on your business and not in it. And we'll be back in just a moment.